I grew up in Sans Souci. I first started in Cogra Bay, but by the time I was 12, we moved to Sans Souci, and I spent my formative years in the southern suburbs. I'm a St George supporter. My dad is a GP. At 82 years old, he still volunteers for the Sydney City Mission. My mum, she also worked. She worked both in my dad's practice and in a number of different fields. So we had this yin and yang of mum being a fairly good constant at home and dad working very hard. They were both great influences on us. Well, I started at MacArthur Institute of Higher Education down in Campbelltown. So that was the year or two before University of Western Sydney at the time. Now Western Sydney started. And it was a long drive from Sans Souci to Campbelltown in 1988. I didn't go to university straight after high school. In fact, I did quite badly at high school. It wasn't something for me. I just didn't fit in. So I actually travelled for a couple of years before I started university. But I was well and truly ready. So by the end of 1987, I applied. But it turns out that it was one of the best decisions I made because I've had a lifelong association with Western Sydney University. Well, I really threw myself into campus life. I've still got very good friends. Shane Alvizio was a great advocate for sport and activities at Western Sydney University, MacArthur, and across the whole place. I'm still very, very close with Shane. In fact, he was a groomsman at my wedding, and I was there with him trying to help organise sport across the campuses, inter-campus rivalry for sport, just to sort of grow some sort of collegiality. And they were really great days. We managed to get cross-campus running games and student games going. So we really did very, very well. I have fond memories of being over at Hawkesbury campus and at Warrington and at Penrith with a whole range of students doing sport. Now, sport's not my regular thing, but it's great being involved with all of these activities. I always have fond memories of group assignments. One of them I remember is we were doing a video assignment as part of the communications course, and we had to sell a red liquid. And we sold this red liquid as Jesus's strawberry sauce at the Last Supper. And you can imagine for some people that didn't go down so well, but for others it went well. But it was a great learning experience. We had a big team of people, and it was my first challenge really, where some people didn't like the work we did, even if the quality was good. Politicians have got to get used to the idea that not everybody's going to like the work you do, even if you think it's good. Wherever you go, you've got to look for people who will help you succeed, whether it's staff or friends or family, people who can understand what your goals are and your aspirations and who can help you get there. One of the things I love about Western Sydney University is it offered a generation of students in Western Sydney the opportunity for education which otherwise may never have been there for anybody in their family. There are thousands and thousands of families across Western Sydney who now have children educated at universities who never went to university before, who were the first in the families, and they may have been immigrants, they may have come from a poorer socio-economic background. And so the whole Western Sydney University network offered that cohort of people the opportunities that they just didn't have in previous generations.